Lancashire and Yorkshire meet again today at Old Trafford. Combat between these famous counties has been littered with memorable moments, with nail-biting finishes, and with star names who have done both the Red Rose and the White Rose proud. Great anticipation at Old Trafford this morning. Lancashire and Yorkshire are at it again in Cup cricket. Welcome to the highlights of the NatWest Trophy quarter-final here in Manchester. We're going to have one of the players as a guest with me later in the programme, but we're keen not to give the game away. The NatWest Trophy has rather changed this year. 60 teams instead of the 32 that played last year, incorporating teams from around Britain, Ireland and Wales, for example, from Europe, Holland and Denmark, and all the county boards involved as well, a chance for them to play alongside their senior counterparts. OK, it was about half an hour before play that the two captains were out in the middle for the toss. John Crawley threw the coin and David Bias of Yorkshire called correctly. He chose to bat first on what looked a very dry, quite good, but slightly cracked pitch. There was a thought it may spin a bit. Craig White was planning to open the batting with Greg Blewett, the Australian, who's had a rough time of things so far with Yorkshire. The captain, David Bias, very promising young players in Michael Vaughan and Anthony McGrath. An old hand, Richard Harden, up from Somerset. Gavin Hamilton, who had a good World Cup. Richard Blakey, Chris Silverwood, Ian Fisher and Ryan Sidebottom. Lancashire with Michael Atherton not just back in the team, but in very good touch. He'll go out first with Mike Watkinson, John Crawley, Neil Fairbrother, Andrew Flintoff, what a promising cricketer he is, Graham Lloyd, Warren Hegg, Ian Austin, Glenn Chappell, Peter Martin, and the man in form, Muttiah Muralitharan. And there was news that Muralitharan had signed a further 2 years of contract here with Lancashire. That is a great boost for the supporters. We're ready for the play now. We'll pick it up in the third over. Peter Martin is the bowler to Craig White, and in the commentary box first thing were Richie Benno and Ian Smith.
Oh, great shot. Magnificent shot. Through extra cover. An absolute beauty. First boundary of the day.
Watch. Well, they could have gone up there for either a nick or a flick of the pad.
First guy I always look at is what the keeper does here. And even though it goes inside, I think you'll find it's hit back leg. Very good decision. And the keeper noticed it.
That's not so good. A little bit of second guessing there from Ian Austin, because Craig White was shuffling around the crease, looking as though he might have been giving himself a bit of room for the stroke to hit it out in the offside. It's two beautiful cover drives by these two batsmen, and Craig White, the one who's dominating at the moment. Wonderful stroke. That's the most beautiful shot off the back foot. He just stood up on his toes. It wasn't a fierce hit, but he timed it perfectly. Beautiful stroke. Don't think John Crawley is going to like that one little bit. A half pitcher on a surface that's already shown itself to be a bit batsman friendly. White dealt with it very, very severely. He's not scared of hitting it in the air either. A little bit of a charge and then gave it a tremendous whack.
Didn't quite get that, just to the bottom of the bat, but it'll still be worth 4 more. This is a thrilling onslaught. There's a fair percentage of Yorkshire supporters in the ground, and they're already having a party.
He's just going to bowl as tight to off stump as he can on a good length and mix up the pace of it.
Bowled him. Ian Austin has taken the advice of Darren Gough, and it's done the trick.
Yeah, you have to bowl straight, and that's exactly what he did. Craig White's chanced his arm and got bowled. He's gone for 43, and the score 47-4.
And the new batsman, Yorkshire captain David Byers. What a way to get going. Goodness me, that is a lovely off drive down the ground with the minimum of effort. Glenn Chappell is the new bowler for Lancashire, replacing Peter Martin down at the Warwick Road end of the ground. He's given that everything. It was pretty ordinary loosener from Chappell, and it received some mighty treatment. Oh, got it. Flintoff's the man at slip. Chappell's the bowler. That is a brilliant bit of work.
Yeah, that was a wide ball. Greg went to cut it, one of his other strength shots, and it was a tremendous catch by Andy Flintoff, who's got bigger hands. Tremendous catch. Greg Blewett goes for 6 with a score on 55 for 2.
Here's Michael Vaughan, being touted as somebody who might be in the England side before the end of the year. He just plays the sort of pull stroke that you dream about when you first come in. He's driven one down the ground with easy timing, and now he's clattered one over mid-wicket.
He just pulled that man in, and it was beautifully played.
It's like David Byers is wondering exactly what delivery that was from Muralitharan. It was the normal off break.
Nice sweep. Clever cricket. That's good thinking. He's kept them in their places. They can't get the extra run. Another opportunity now, but his arm's not long enough.
Great effort from the bowler, but just not enough pace off the bat to carry to him.
Well, that's died. It really has. And so is Vaughan with it. That is a cruel bounce or lack of. This is an absolute shocker. Shame. It really has got nowhere, just above the ankles. You just can't play that. You've got to feel sorry for the batsman there. The bowler, of course, delighted. 106 for 3. Anthony McGrath is the new player for Yorkshire. Murali again. No bounce at one end and some at the other. One's gone along the ground, and there's that beautiful wrist action, and that's turned and bounced. Well, he's hovering around that back foot, Anthony McGrath, it has to be said. He's going to come back. A good throw will have him stretching. That was not a good throw. He's calling for it. Well, this will be interesting. It took a long time, Alan Jones, to go upstairs for a second opinion on this one. Sharp piece of fielding, Neil Fairbrother. I reckon it's close, Smithy. I really do. They didn't communicate too well, so we'll see the result of this. Just coming in with the arm, slightly quicker delivery. Went quite a long way and then hovered. And is this out or not? Just back. That's the 50th single of the innings, just in case you're interested. A huge shout here. Talk about the movement that may well have saved McGrath. And just look at the late movement here towards the onside. You can see off stump. It's around knee roll height. Wasn't the worst shout in the world.
Well, he would have been in all sorts of trouble. Fairbrother was the man with the left hand. And I think that was just momentarily forgotten by the batsman. Nice stroke. Hit very hard. McGrath's game looks in good shape. That's the first boundary for 10 overs, and it's one of the best of the day. .150 arrives for Yorkshire. That's the 50 partnership between Bias and McGrath. Well, that one really bounced as well. Oh, that's excellent running again. It's a clever stroke. And it brings up a 50 for David Bias. It's been a tremendous innings. Some good strokes, some clever batting, some excellent running between the wickets, and above all played with a very cool head.
Well, that's something to test your back out a couple of times.
That's much better, using his feet. He should have done this a few overs ago. It really does change the length for the spin bowlers. Got a reward, he's got 3 runs. And it's very good cricket.
Super shot. And that is a premeditated stroke. Got that away just about off the middle of the bat too. It's nicely picked up. There are going to be more field changes. Crawley's waving to fielders. Austin is waving to fielders. And none of that can stop the 200 coming up with that boundary from McGrath.
Oh, that's a great shot. It really is a very good shot. Just a little bit of additional pace from Chappell. He's tried to put everything into it, and he's pulled it down just short.
66 and 47 for Bias and McGrath. Partnership 103 in 115 balls, only an hour and 12 minutes. If you've got a man up inside the circle at short, fine leg, just inside those markers, you simply mustn't bowl anything round about leg stump. Should be out, and is taken safely. Fairbrother was a good field. He made good ground for that.
Just perhaps trying to hit a little bit across the line, David Bias. Didn't come out the middle of the bat, went high rather than long. And Fairbrother has absolutely no difficulty in couching that one. David Bias departs, played very well for his 72. 217 for 4.
That's a very good knock. Anthony McGrath has made a half century here to go with the other half century made by David Bias. Inside edge, back onto the stumps. And Glenn Chappell has done a good job there. He's come back from taking a little bit of a pasting.
And this is the difficulty when you first come in, not used to the light or the pace. Just playing an airy-fairy shot there, really didn't get his foot to the pitch of the ball. Paid the penalty. 2-2-1 for 5.
Now there's a little bit of computer brain work gone on here. Martin's coming around the wicket to the left-hander to cramp him. And Hamilton responds in very good fashion. That's a bit cheeky.
Very clever shot.
The eyes out of that one. He's actually beaten in the flight, I reckon, and changed his stroke. Wasn't necessarily going to play that, and just smashed it away over mid-wicket. Well, there'll be a little bit of by-play out there. He'll be suggesting to the batsman that's precisely what he intended to do. Well, it might be, there's a man out there coming in from near the boundary, and he's got it.
Obviously Anthony there, giving himself a bit of room to hit it to the offside. Just didn't get there. Didn't get great contact, but it was a great running catch again. I think it was Andy Flintoff, who was a terrific fielder. Big hands. And it was a great catch, and he saluted to the crowd there. 2-5-4 for 6.
Must be gone. Good sensible throw from Neil Fairbrother. Ian Austin took off the bails. Now this is what happened to bring the last wicket. They would take the chance on a poor throw, but you don't get too many of those from Fairbrother. 263 for 7 in the full 50 overs after this throw. 264 the target.
That is an impressive effort from Yorkshire, and it was very well planned. They clearly had a thought or two about how they were going to play Muir-Litteran, and they did it extremely well. 43 for Craig White, he set the tone. 72 David Byers, 27 for Vaughan, 60 McGrath, and 24 at the end for Gavin Hamilton. 2 wickets to Ian Austin. I don't think he was quite at his best. 3 for 41 Chappell, he was tidy, and a wicket there for Mike Watkinson. But look at Muir-Litteran, 10 overs, 1 maiden, none for 50. Right, that is going to be a very tough ask for Lancashire. They need 264 to win this NatWest Trophy quarter-final match at Old Trafford at a rate of 5.26 per over. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll see just how they got on. Welcome back to the highlights of this NatWest Trophy quarter-final match at Old Trafford between Lancashire and Yorkshire. Yorkshire won the toss. They chose to bat. They played extremely well. The target for Lancashire to win the game, 264 at a rate of 5.26 per over. We're going to pick up play now with Gavin Hamilton bowling to Mike Watkinson. It's the 4th ball of the 2nd over, and in the commentary box was Richie Benno.
Nice timing. Not a stroke as such, but just a gentle push on the offside, just in front of point. For Byers. That's what he's been looking for. Just the chance to get down the pitch and be able to have a free swing at it.
Go for 4. If you were to pick an area not to bowl at the former England captain, that'd be it. Hard chase, but it's 4 more. That's an even better stroke. That wasn't a long half volley, not by any means. Watkinson now has 14. There he goes again, and he's got hold of that one. It's a very uncompromising thump through the leg side. Side bottom with a very short, straight mid-on type fielder and an unorthodox short cover. And the response is thoroughly unorthodox and hugely effective. Oh, done him. Craig White is the man. That is a big breakthrough. Yorkshire were losing their shape because of that Watkinson onslaught. They'll now have a chance to get it back. From the stump camera. Direct hit. Watkinson's gone for 28, it's 54 for 1. John Crawley, the new batsman for Lancashire. Well, he's done well. Just gave it the flick of the wrist. It was sliding down the leg side and he sort of helped it on its way.
And that's nifty placement from Michael Atherton, who to me looks in very good touch. Thought about that, Alan Jones, the umpire. He doesn't have to worry about thinking too long for that one. It's kept very, very low. And Crawley, looking to hit through the onside, pays the price as he misses out.
Two very straight deliveries from Ian Fisher, and one Crawley went forward to, and it survived, but the second one he's gone back to. No, really, that is plumb. And Lancashire declined to 74 for 2.
Neil Fairbrother is the batsman coming in for Lancashire, very experienced player. Very clever shot. You cannot bowl there to Neil Fairbrother, especially when you have no protection in the deep.
83 for 2 off 20, so round about 4 and over.
Oh, it's very close again. Now, it's only the fact that this is going down towards leg stump. This has saved Michael Atherton. There's no bounce going back. Absolutely none. Be very, very careful.
Come on!
Well, you'd expect good understanding between Fairbrother and Atherton. They know each other's cricket so well. Very clever. He's a very good player, Neil Fairbrother. And Yorkshire already know he's got to go.
Catches!
Very fine batting, the excellence of a chip stroke on a slow pitch. The 100 comes up for Lancashire. It comes up in the 24th over. Exquisite stuff. Good value for 3 for Fairbrother.
Good running, have to hurry, just misses.
Might well have been worth a request from a view by the third umpire. Atherton had the real skates on here. That's a beauty. That's the second time the ball has darted away off the seam. And it is an excellent position that Wide is getting the seam into. It's just running down the pitch. Absolutely spot on. That is very fine seam bowling. That's the other Fairbrother. This is a very quick outfield at Old Trafford. Just when it was needed. That's the gift of the top-class one-day player.
But while Fairbrother's there, it's a 50 partnership that they've just put on, and it's come in virtually no time at all. Fairbrother 30, Atherton 47.
That will be 50 to the former captain of England, who knows, may yet be the present captain of England in a few days' time. That split the gap perfectly. Almost symmetrically slicing the ball between the two fielders. You cannot bowl at this fellow's pads.
Gosh, that's a good shot. Well, there's an instant result that Fairbrother gave side bottom the charge. $50 for Neil Fairbrother. That is a very, very good innings. That is a beauty. It was such a good ball. It had this fellow who's scored 54 off around about the same number of balls, playing at the wrong line. It may even have beaten him for pace as well. It might have been a yard quicker than he's been bowling. But through his defence, it's brilliantly done. Oh, in two deliveries, Fairbrother and Atherton, and Blewett has certainly produced a defining moment.
Just jogged in, bit of a loosener, great length, good line, and just did him on the outside of the bat. Great bowling. Michael Atherton goes for 61 with a score on 164 for 4.
Just about to say not far away, and umpire Willie's finger went up in the air at the same moment. Blewett has picked up 2.
That was a great wicket, another great wicket. Andrew Flintoff, probably the last batsman who can win this game for Lancashire, going for the big 8 on naught, and LBW to Greg Blewett. He's come on to be a match winner with the ball rather than the bat.
Well, this was a piece of misjudgment from Flintoff to be playing the pull shot against that. The ball wasn't quite short enough, and Blewett is deceptive. He looks so he's only rolling his arm over, and suddenly he's on you a yard quicker. 165 for 5 and 35.5 gone. Just out of the reach of the keeper Blakey for 4. He's done it again. Well, 2 outside edges, no slip in. It's been busier than Piccadilly on a Thursday evening here in the last few minutes, and you've got Warren Hegg, who's taken strike now and has picked up the 2 boundaries. The other batsman's Graham Lloyd. Or trouble here if he hits. And he's done it. Blewett has had it again.
It's tremendous fielding from our Australian overseas player Greg Blewett. I mean, he's had a poor season by his own standards, but he's making up for it today with his bowling and fielding. Tremendous. You're always taking a gamble, taking a single to Greg. He's a tremendous fielder, one of the best in the world, and he's out by a mile. Warren Egg goes for 10 with a score on 176 for 6.
Ian Austin is the new batsman for Lancashire. A resourceful chap in this situation. I wonder if it may even be too much for him. He's made a good start. Acquired rate of 6.7. Coming back for 2. And extremely well run. That is the virtue of running the first run fast, really fast. Ian Austin is one of those players that gets the balls that other batsmen can't reach. And then he squirts them into all sorts of unusual areas. Caught it. Silverwood was at mid-on. He made no mistake.
A wicket born out of frustration, and the frustration was building up at the non-striker's end. Well, Austin was watching as Lloyd couldn't get it away. He decided something's got to happen here. I've got to do it. He couldn't. Only get as far as Silverwood. So Austin goes for 13 now, 191 for 7.
Chappell on strike now. Oh, they will have to hurry here. It's an excellent bit of running. Sort of 50-50 what end he should have thrown to, I think. Kevin Hamilton is the guy out on the cover boundary. Oh, dear me, that would have been out as well if he'd hit. Craig White at extra cover. .200 has come up for Lancashire. Well, I don't know how that missed. I do not know how that missed the stumps. It almost looked like it had gone through them.
I think it did hit the leg stump. He'll have to hurry here, and that could be close.
Good night.
I think you're right. They're gathering the Yorkshiremen. They think it's out. The batsman is just making his way very slowly towards the pavilion, and I think he's gone. And he can take a shower, and the 8th wicket goes. 204 for 8.
That's a good stroke. Will be cut off, but it's worth 2. Oh, what a catch. He's having a great day. He stood slightly bemused at the non-striker's end when Craig White was laying about him early on in the day. But he's come on, taken a crucial wicket, been involved in a run out, now taken a blinding catch.
So 9 wickets down now, 208 on the board.
Letteran's facing Greg Blewett. And they've needed 1 ball, and Yorkshire have done it. They're through to the semi-finals of the NatWest. Blewett has played a hand in it, but it's been a fine team performance all round from Yorkshire. They've won the toss and batted, made enough to set a stiff target. Then when Lancashire fought back, they had the backbone to come up, and they've won by 55 runs.
A splendid performance from Yorkshire earlier in the day with the bat and then with the ball. It was hard going for Lancashire, and only when that partnership between Michael Atherton and Neil Fairbrother was in operation did things look any good for them. They lost 8 wickets for 44 runs in what seemed like no time, and in the end bowled out for 208. The Yorkshire bowlers, Craig White was outstanding, 8 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 24 from him. There was a wicket for Chris Silverwood, who gave us indications of his accuracy and pace. 1 for the left-arm spinner, Ian Fisher. 4 for 18 from Greg Blewett. He hasn't had an easy time with the bat while he's been with Yorkshire. He fielded superbly today, and those 4 wickets truly were the end of the story for Lancashire. There's the match, Yorkshire winning it by 55 runs in a triumphant performance. It was Craig White who was named man of the match by David Gower when things were over. He played well in all departments of the game.
And a bottle of champagne, Berkeley Toe.
And I'm delighted to say we got that smiling face with us here in the studio. Craig, it must be an enormous relief for you to come to Old Trafford and win at last.
Yeah, we've come here a few times and left disappointed. It's nice to the boys be going home tonight with a smile on their face.
I think the cauldron of Old Trafford has always been one of the hardest places to come and play one-day cricket. You have experiences of it yourself as an international player, but coming here for Yorkshire and turning it on like you did today, does that give you some hope of maybe being an international player again?
Well, all you can do is turn out for Yorkshire and do your best. You know, try to keep making runs and taking wickets, and it's up to the selectors to think if I'm good enough to play again.
You mentioned making runs. I mean, you seem to relish opening the batting.
I think it's a great place to bat. I think the field's up. Only allowed 2 men outside the ring, and if you start playing well and hitting over the top, piercing the field, it's 4 runs, and it's hard to defend in the first 15 overs. If someone's going at you, it's hard to stop.
Did Yorkshire have some plans today? I thought the way that you did attack early on with Greg Blewett playing the anchor man to your more aggressive role, and then later the way you seemed to cope as a team with the threat of Mira Litter, and it looked like a lot of hard work had gone into that run performance.
Yeah, we'd obviously done our homework. That was our game plan. I go out there, play positively, hit over the top in the first 15 overs. Bluey just bats the way he is. If he bats through, he's going to be 100, 110 not out anyway. And yeah, it's worked quite well. The later order batsmen come in and knock it around and try and build a big total, and we did today.
You've got a lot of people in form. I've got to ask you about your bowling. There was a time where you thought of a bit of a sort of one-up, one-down merchant. These days, you're hitting the seam beautifully. You're really the only person that got the ball jag around at all.
Well, you know, one day is, I think that's my speciality. I just try and bowl straight, try and tie the batsman down, don't try and do too much. Try and let the batsmen get themselves out. That's all you can do. Keep it simple, and yeah, it's working at the minute.
It is. What did you make of the form of Michael Atherton with the bat today? He's getting a lot of publicity.
Yeah, he looked good. You know, Athers and Harvey had a decent partnership there. It was looking dangerous. It was looking threatening, and once we got those two out, it was the job was done.
It was a bit easier. Let's
Yeah,
put it that way. We did actually have a chat with Michael Atherton after play.
Mike, is the Lancashire dressing room philosophical or totally devastated after that?
Philosophical. I mean, you win some, you lose some. I think when you play as badly as we did today, you don't expect to go through against a decent side.
In what ways did you play badly?
I think 260 was too many runs on that wicket. They kind of eased their way to 200 really without having to take any risks. And 260 was a big score. And we were in the hunt really for a while, but in the end the pressure told.
Your partnership with Neil Fairbrother was pretty crucial. Was the wicket of yourself really perhaps the turning point?
It was a bad time to get out because Harvard just got out the ball before and I was just trying to run it to third man and kind of missed it. But it was a decent partnership and kept us in the hunt. We kept the rate round about 6.5, and it was really that cluster of wickets then, and the rate jumped up to over 7s, and obviously on a wicket which is fairly slow and low, it's hard work.
And you made a 60. You looked in fine form with the bat, maybe turning for 2s. You didn't look quite as nimble as of old, but how did you feel generally?
I feel okay, yeah. Never been the quickest, but I feel okay running between the wickets, and the batting's fine. So yeah, I'm reasonably happy.
So are you going to be keeping your ear close to the phone for Saturday night, maybe? I mean, are you expecting a possible call-up?
Well, who knows? I have no idea what the selectors are going to come up with. I know that David Graveney stated that he wanted to see me play a lot of cricket to prove my fitness before, you know, the injury doubts went away. And I've only played 2 or 3 first-class games, so I'm not sure.
Michael Atherton there, and I know David Graveney does ring players that he selects, or indeed those that he leaves out. Craig, is the feeling on the county circuit that Michael Atherton ought to be brought back into the side?
He's obviously a quality player. He's a proven test player. You know, I don't know what they're going to do. It's up to selectors, but he's obviously a quality player.
But would the Yorkshire dressing room be voting, say, to bring Atherton back, or to have Michael Vaughan perhaps in the side opening the batting?
Oh, Yorkshire, I think it'd be Vaughan, wouldn't it?
You've had an outstanding day. Your own game is in top-class form. Just briefly, Greg Blewett. Difficult for an Australian to come here and not get runs when so many other Australians do so well. How's he coping? He's
coped brilliantly. He's a great guy to have in the dressing room. He's a great guy, as I said. Obviously, he hasn't made the runs he wanted to. He got a big score last week at Scarborough. Just proved that he's a class act, and he's just a natural all-rounder. He proved today he got 4 wickets at the end there, important wickets, and
Yeah, those
just proved how important he is to the team.
Yeah, well, they were important wickets. Let's have a look at how the draws come out, Craig. You've been drawn away at Bristol to play Gloucester. You've got them in the Super Cup final on Sunday.
Yeah, big game against them on Sunday, obviously. We're happy with the draw. We're comfortable with that. Would have been nice to be at Headingley in front of our home crowd, but got to go down there and take on down there.
All right. Well, very good luck. Thank you for joining us in the studio. We're going to now go to our new competition and your chance to win a fair bit of money. Now, there's a competition for you. I reckon anybody, whatever level, will struggle to hit the stumps 3 times in a row there. That's just about it from us. Let's remind you what's coming up on Channel 4 in the immediate future. Saturday, 10 o'clock, the Cricket Roadshow live from Sophia Gardens in Cardiff, and then the Test match, of course, England versus New Zealand, here at Old Trafford, Thursday, the 5th of August. Hope you've enjoyed the programme. Congratulations to Yorkshire. They're in the semi-finals.